Hi everyone, welcome back to Podiatry Unfiltered. Today's episode is a little different because honestly, this is something that's been sitting on my mind for a while now. As a lot of you know, I've been a podiatrist in private practice since 2002. And for years, mostly I've stayed in my lane, podiatry conferences, podiatry groups, podiatry conversations. But over the last few months, especially over the last few weeks, I've had an opportunity to spend time with physicians outside my specialty, especially some direct primary care doctors. And then it hit me pretty quickly. We are all dealing with the same things right now in medicine. If you're in private practice, if you own your own group, if you're part of a small group, it doesn't matter if you're a podiatrist, if you're family practice, dermatologist, OBGYN, orthopedic surgeon, internist, or chiropractor. If you're in private practice, we are all facing the same things. We are all feeling the pressure of lower reimbursement, higher overhead, rising payroll, rising rent, and rising cost of supplies, increasing administrative burden, private equity buying up practices everywhere, hospital systems swallowing up independent medicine. And the interesting thing is, they're not buying us because private practice is failing. They're buying us because we're profitable. Independent medicine is valuable. I recently read The Main Street Millionaire by Cody Sanchez. She talks about one of the best businesses to acquire is a boring Main Street business, making somewhere between $500,000 to $1 million a year. I thought to myself, that sounds a lot like privately owned medical practices. Many independent physicians have built incredibly valuable businesses over the last several decades. Businesses with trust, relationships, cash flow, patient loyalty, and strong community ties. But somewhere along the way, physicians started being told that the only path forward was employment, that we couldn't survive on our own anymore. And I just don't believe that's true. I think independent practices absolutely still have a future. But I also think that we have to evolve. Over the last 4 years, my husband and I completely transformed our practice. We intentionally stepped away from some of the lower paying insurance models that were just burning us out. We dropped insurances that no longer made sense for our business. We implemented transparent cash pricing for our patients who wanted clarity and simplicity. And honestly, patients appreciated it more than I expected. And we also started adding services that genuinely help patients but are not dependent on insurance approval. Regenerative medicine, class 4 laser. We as podiatrists, we do custom orthotics. We use technology that can help improve our patients and actually decreases the amount of times that they actually have to see the doctor, which is kind of cool. We're not trying to sell medicine, but because we're trying to build practices where we actually have time to spend with our patients and we actually are enjoying more financial stability and being able to care for our patients properly. A lot of doctors just keep following the routine of what they learned from their attendings and their residency, or maybe you worked for a previous group and then opened your own group. I know in my profession, but I know hearing from other doctors, all the professions, when you're forced into high volume medicine, just to survive, your patients suffer. It's not why you went into this, to have you suffer and your patients suffer. You cannot give extraordinary care when you're trying to move 2 patients every 10 minutes at all times, all day long. As we changed our practice model, something surprising happened. I had more time with my patients, more energy, better conversations, better outcomes, and less chaos, less resentment of the whole system. And I realized that this movement towards independence isn't just better for physicians. It's better for our patients too. Patients want doctors that'll spend time with them. Patients want doctors who are present. Doctors who are not burned out and rushed all the time. Doctors who have time to listen, and doctors who are building long-term relations with them instead of just surviving a schedule. And that's really why I created the Independent Doctors Network. Not as some massive super group, not as an anti-hospital revolution, not to complain endlessly about insurance companies, but a place where independent doctors can actually help each other. A place where doctors across specialties can share what's working, what's not working, how implementing cash paying services going, how they're using AI and technology, and how they're building sustainable practices, how they're creating better experiences for their patients and for their staff. Because the reality is we're much more powerful together than isolated inside our individual specialties. Independent medicine can still thrive, but we have to stop thinking small and we have to stop thinking alone. And honestly, maybe this becomes something meaningful. Maybe it stays small. Maybe I get completely humbled for even trying this. I would rather try to build something that matters than sit back and watch independent medicine slowly disappear without a fight. So if you're an independent physician, or you believe medicine still needs independent doctors, or maybe you're employed right now but dream about building something of your own someday, I'd love for you to join us. Not because we have all the answers, but because I think we need each other more now than ever. Thanks for listening. I hope that you join the Independent Doctors Network. There's a web page, there's a Facebook group where I'll upload a lot of different, if you're just new to opening a practice, I know I'm a podiatrist, but I have been in practice for 24 years, and I share some marketing tips. I share different standard operating procedures we use. I just upload it. Maybe it's time for you to get a virtual assistant and how you may decide to add something like that to your office, which can be very valuable. So again, my name is Michelle McGowan, podiatrist in Florida, and I hope to hear from you.